Business cards are, I would say, the products of last century. It's more transactional. We all remember those days. My boss would come back from events and give me a stack of business cards. I have those days too. I have 100-something business cards that actually helped me to get a job here in London at the end after conference. But nowadays, I think if you're trying to build your personal brand, it's less about transactional business cards. It's more about building a relationship that people can genuinely remember who you are, rather than having to remind themselves who they have met just from the business card. This week, I went to Innovation Zero. I didn't have any business card. I show up with zero agenda. I met some people who we have met recently or in the past, and then we have mutual connections, and we don't need business cards. That's where actually the magic happens. It's less about collecting cards. It's more about making people feel seen, heard, and remember who you are. Do you have a personal brand? Are you creating something? Are you helping them connect with somebody else? So I have a longer video, you can see it from here, that I share how to become a networking pro. However, I just want to share 3 practical tips for you today, how to network without business cards and how to really build meaningful connections. Let's go. So the first practical tip is be easy to be found online. Nowadays, a lot of people, especially with the social media, but then there's a platform that I believe everyone uses, is LinkedIn. Many of the people, they're still not using LinkedIn, which I think is a big mistake. But if you have a LinkedIn, make sure that people can find you easily. Make sure you remember your LinkedIn handle or you customize your LinkedIn URL. Some of the networking rooms or they don't really have a good connection of the internet. But sometimes I've seen people, what they did really well is they have saved QR code on their phone so that it can be ready to be get. That's one way. Like myself, I have a lot of online presence. I have my YouTube channel, I have my podcast, so it's relatively easy now. Depending on what kind of social events I went to, I will share different type of social presence that I have. It's 2025 now. Many of the people, I believe, who are watching this, you must have some kind of landing page, one just like connect with me link. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of those. So it depends on what kind of events that you'll go to. You might have a one page that have all your information that you can share with people, and that should be easy for people to find you. The tip number 2 is always follow up with intent. Not just send a thank you, it's so nice to meet you. Follow up to say whether you're going to have a coffee for another day, whether you think of another connection you can connect them with that's relevant and helpful for them. And always ask them what it would be helpful for this new connection that you just met in a conference, whether it's an introduction down the line, whether there's any exciting new projects coming up on their minds, then they will be excited to share with you. It actually remembers who you are better, and then that is a more meaningful connection. So the other thing that's really helpful is take a selfie on the spot if people allows you to. Always mention, because I post a lot of things on LinkedIn, but then I always mention, if you don't want, I'm not going to post this on LinkedIn. This is just for us to remember how we met. So usually after I connect them on LinkedIn, I will also share that selfie on LinkedIn or whatever formats of content information that we have shared, so that we actually can remember. Because at the end of the day, if you collect 200 name cards, but you don't even remember when did you meet this guy, how did you meet them, and what kind of occasion it is, it's kind of useless, right? But then if you have a selfie, brings the other party back to the scene. And tip number 3 is follow with intent. So nowadays, ChatGPT is so great. I will have a chat. If I were you, I will open a chat and say that all the context of what kind of information, what kind of events that I went, what kind of people that I have met, and then describe how you have met. And because you have trained your ChatGPT, if you haven't trained your ChatGPT or haven't customized, I also have a video here that you can learn about how to train your ChatGPT. So after you train your ChatGPT, you can train it to also write follow-up messages for you. Because, for example, let's say I went to an Innovation Zero event, I can type it out to ChatGPT. Today is what day? I went to Innovation Zero, and these are all the people that I have met. How did I meet them? Why is their work relevant to what I'm doing? And how I can follow up most efficiently via bracket your preferred method of following up, for example, LinkedIn message, email, WhatsApp. Each one of them, ChatGPT will create a customized follow-up for you. That's really helpful. I cannot imagine how much more work that I have to do. So this is kind of a secret tip for you. Do use it. I don't think many people are using ChatGPT in this way, but it's really simple and easy way. It's also just, why not? Tip number 4, and it's the final tip, is post your own thing. having something that you own, whether it's a podcast, whether it's an event, or whether it's a side project, having something on the side, having something that is difficult that anyone else, people will remember you for sure. And once you are hosting something, everyone wanted to be invited. I was hosting my carbon removal breakfast club this week. I realized I have been hosting these kind of events, and it's relatively easy to invite people to events rather than just to catch up separately because I was doing all the work, inviting people that I want to catch up with, right? So people who wanted to build a relationship with me or trust my pace of networking skills and my networks. And I always say that it's invite only event is kind of true because I want to keep the quality of the event high. When people say that, oh, you're hosting something and you're inviting them, even if they don't come, they remember that you are someone who has a platform or some kind of things that is actually essentially amplify your networking effects more than just being individual. So hosting events is really helpful. And there's a book I cannot recommend it enough. It's the 2-Hour Cocktail Party by Nick Gray. I've been using his technique for a long time since last year. I started to host my own event. Now there's a lot of warm-up tips. How do you build an event from the beginning to the end? How do you build out the people invitation by sending them reminders the day before? How do you introduce your guests? I have improved it a little bit. I wanted to use this analogy that I read it in a book called The Invitation of the Banquet. So there's a book by Fuchsia Dunlop, and she wrote this book about Chinese cuisine. She described Chinese cuisine as good food in China. It's never just about the immediate physical and intellectual pleasure. It's also about how it makes you feel during dinner, after dinner, the following day, and for the rest of your life. I adapt this to how I host events. Networking is the same, like food. Should make you feel good before, during, and after. And this year I went to Innovation Zero again because I went to Innovation Zero last year. I felt very good about the event. This year, unfortunately, I can only catch one day. But because I've done all the above, I built up connections, I have been building my podcast, people remember more details than I can even retell. They realize, I remember you go to Lisbon all the time. This time around, I was actually able to connect people on the spot. I think one of the best things, the best ways to do it, because once you connect people, they remember who connects them, and that actually increases your luck service when you're even not in the room. And that's what ultimate when you want to work in the networking. So this is the end of today's video. Networking is not just about name cards. It's more about energy. What kind of energy that you bring on the spot? What kind of curiosity you bring together with you towards the other person? What kind of little stories that you can still recite the next year? Try going to your next event without name cards. Just exchange curiosity and build genuine connection. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions with regard to networking. I would love to answer all of them. If you want more tips, I will also create some kind of guidance here. You can download it by the link. Want to learn more about productivity, following myself, solopreneur life, and my climate journey? Follow along, and I can't wait to see you in the next week.